Many of us remember a game show that called Deal or No Deal, where contestants had a choice to either accept what was in an envelope or to take a deal and try for something greater in the next envelope. The risk was that you could lose what you had and end up with nothing. The gain was that you might end up with more than you started with. Some of us in here, a little more gray in our hair, remember a show called Let's Make a Deal, when you had a choice. You were given a little sum of money, and you could pick what was behind door number 1, or door number 2, or door number 3. Behind door number 1 might be a brand new car, or behind door number 1 might simply be $1. Each way you had a risk involved. Something was offered to you that you had to either make a deal or no deal. The Lord said to me, have you ever saw a bird anorexic looking? Have you ever saw a bird starve to death? So he says, if I take care of the sparrow that cannot read or write, if he can walk around with a little belly plump feeding off the land, how much more will I take care of my children? That's why the writer said his eye is on the sparrow. So I know he watches over me. So the next time you worried about how you're going to make it, just look at a bird flying around in the air and say the same God that took care of that little bird, that's got his belly full and plump, he'll make a way for me. That's why you can trust in him through good times and bad. Jesus is finding himself now in the wilderness, tempted by the enemy. He's vulnerable. He's alone. The devil shows up. He begins to say to him, if you are the Son of God, I got a deal for you. I want to offer you a deal. I know you're hungry. Ain't nothing wrong with being hungry. It's human to be hungry. It's human to have needs. He is full God, but yet he's also full man. He's a man just like any man in this building. Any man that had needs, any man that bleeds, any man that suffers, just Jesus was the same way. He was in all manner tempted just like you and me, but yet he was without sin. The devil comes up and says, I know you're human, and now you need something to eat. I got a deal for you. All you got to do is say the word and turn these stones into bread. Then you can eat and take care of your needs. It's not a sin to be tempted. You know what temptation really is? It's when the devil presents to you, when he says to you, you have a need. And sin is meeting a legitimate need by illegitimate sources. That's all it is. Hunger is a legitimate need. But now by him obeying the devil is an illegitimate source. Hollering fire. And you ain't even smelled no smoke. Some of us in here, we've been tricked by some good liars. Had us react in all kinds of ways without even taking the time to ask ourselves, is he telling the truth or not? The devil never was given the authority over the earth. If you believe that, if you think I'm telling a lie, look at the book of Job. He couldn't even attack one man without God's permission. He'd been given the authority. He could do what he wanted. That's the kind of liar he is. But I'm so glad that Jesus knew that the devil ain't nothing but a liar and the father of lies. That's why he told him, I'm not going to bow down to you. Because first of all, that doesn't even belong. You can't give me what I already own. Because I heard the psalmist say that the earth is the Lord's and the fullness thereof, the world and they that dwell therein. I want you to know every time the devil comes and says, let's make a deal or no deal, he offers him all the power of the earth, but he wanted him to worship him. But how many of you know there's only one we can worship? His name is the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords. If you really want a blessing, you got to learn to give God real worship. If you really want a breakthrough, you got to learn to worship him. Anybody here knows that God is still in the blessing business?